Morning, Kevin here, and today I'm out on another walk or an exploration, and I'm in Rowlands Castle, and I'm standing outside the church on the green and the meeting place. As you can see, it's a construction of flint and brick all the way up to the top. Let me just give you a tilt up there. We've got some stained glass in front of me as well. But behind me, somewhere, we've got Steve and Cynthia. So this has been planned by Cynthia. She's been here before. So we're going to be doing about a 6-mile walk, but that'll probably end up being longer the way we go. We always take a different route. So let me have a wander around here and just let me show you a little bit more of this church. And you can see all the way round, it's just the flint and brick, and we've got these small buttresses on the corners of the church, but up the top we've got a very interesting bell tower which has got a lovely clock face on it with the letters RCPC 2000, and the top of the tower is a brick construction and then wood underneath, and it looks like aluminium on the bottom, but as you can see we've got all the stone mullions all the way round on the windows with an interesting little centerpiece, but it's still got the original old cast iron guttering there, but it's in desperate need of some work, and some fairly plainish doors again under an archway there. But that's it, that's all there is here. And we've got a stone in the wall which was laid in on May the 24th 1881. James Griffith Esquire, a grandson of the late John Griffith of Portsea, who was the founder of the, and I can't quite read that, Hopmed Chapel, about 1840 or something it said there, I think. But yeah, trying to get another 84 years of age. We've actually stopped. We're still in Rowlands Castle, but we've got the green in front of us. And during the Second World War, around about the time of the Normandy landings, this was used as a detraining centre in Rowlands Castle, and the green was full of army vehicles. On the opposite side of the road, just across the road there, you've got the foundation inn, and you can just imagine, I said to Steve and Cynthia just now, you can imagine the horse and carts going underneath that archway with the barrels of beer to restock the foundation inn. Then we've got a few houses in between, and then just across the road we've got the Robin Hood Inn, which seems strange to have the Robin Hood Inn here as we're so far away from Sherwood Forest. We've got a copper beech tree at the end, but we've got this mosaic just in front of us, and this was the celebrations to commemorate the Diamond Jubilee of Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II in 2012, and the mosaic was created by Elizabeth de Ath, if that's the way you pronounce it. We've arrived in Finchdean on this little green area, and just in front of me is this stone. Just have a wander round just to show you what that's like. Even for doggies can have a drink. Just there. And this, as it says there, the Shipwright's Way. The binding tree was an elm which stood outside this smithy, reputedly hung with blacksmith's tools and used to help bend the wheel trims into shape. But just in front of us we got the village pound, and it seems that originally this would have been higher hedges going around here, or a high wall. Clearly this has been replaced at some point, because you've got more modern bricks along the capping on the inside. But this is known as the Valley of the Finch, but it's a lovely little hamlet. And we've got the George pub across the road, and a signpost just in front of us that tells us which way we've got to go, and lovely hedging all around these properties. But just in front of us here is a telephone box, and it has a telephone in it. How unusual is that nowadays? We've got that lovely gateway going in there. If I wander in, I'll just show you what the view is like from inside here. Unfortunately, as you always get in these little places, there's lots of cars. As you can see, the cars are all across the front of us here. But we're going to head up that lane there for the next part of the walk. So we'll have to press on and see what else we can find. Just saw those raspberries. Isn't that lovely? So we're just wandering along on the next part of our walk, and we've got these lovely little cottages here to my left hand side. Rather nice. Morning.
Morning.
Absolutely charming. And then just here in front of us we've got this idyllic little timber frame cottage with the lovely roses in the garden. Absolutely charming. Remind me, Cynthia, what's this?
Wisteria.
Wisteria. I was going to say wisteria, wasn't sure. But that's absolutely charming. So we're heading up here, and I believe we've got to find a footpath northwest. We're walking through at the side of a field. Let me show you. It's uphill all the way, just a gradual climb, and we've come from right down the bottom there. But just look at this view all the way round. Absolutely stunning. So we're just on our way now to another church, and we've got several fields evidently to walk through or along the side of. But Cynthia's done this walk before, so she knows the route quite well, hopefully. But it's been lovely so far, and we're blessed with the weather. A few spits and spots of rain when we first left this morning, but we got broken cloud and the sun's out, and I'm really warm. It's the same thing when you're out walking. You might think it's going to be cold, and you perhaps overdress for the conditions that you've actually got. But we've just got t-shirts on, as you can see. I've got a hoodie jacket tied around my waist, likewise Cynthia has. So we're going to press on. Pull up through this field. Sorry.
You can see the church where we're heading for in the distance.
We can see the church
Directly ahead.
Oh yes. Oh wow, wow. Oh brilliant. This camera won't pick it up. I'll hold that up, and the church is way down in the valley.
And you probably haven't mentioned it yet, but if you go to your right, you'll see a walled garden.
Yes.
That's what remains of the manor house.
Oh right.
Demolished because of the railway. More of that later.
Okay. Yes, as Cynthia says, more of that later. Well, we've just come, oh, let me turn around, from behind all these brambles and ash trees out into the open, and we've come into this field. Let me just pan round. And there in the distance is the church we're heading for, which is St Hubert's, and it's just set there beautifully right in the middle of the field, and it's just lovely. When the old manor house was over to our right, it was demolished, and some of the stonework and flints were used to build the farm, which is just down in the bottom of the valley. But as Cynthia pointed out just now, we've got the walled garden up there, which was to the manor house. But just look at this scenery, isn't this stunning? Lovely fields all the way around with lovely hedgerows and banks of trees all the way around. It's, to me, that's just the typical English countryside.